Well, my name's Logan Campbell. I'm the executive chef of Jonah's at Whale Beach, and I cook here at Jonah's in this beautiful backdrop. It does, just because of the location of where we are. This kind of view, it dictates very much what I present and what I serve to the customers. So I'd say about 80% of what we do is very seafood driven. It's more Mediterranean than anything else, but I dabble in a lot of different cuisines, and I've done a lot of consultancy work all over the world. But I'd say Mediterranean flavours are a natural thing for me. It's a sense of occasion, and it's a sense of, it's not just about feeding people. That's the very basic part of it, and very simple explanation. I think it's more about the experience and coming somewhere where you are treated. I mean, that's why you can eat anywhere. You can eat at home, you can eat in a lot of different places, but I think for most restaurants, they want to really put on a show, and they want to make sure that you feel that you've been treated. From everything. I mean, look, we have the special occasion things, we have weddings and all that sort of stuff, and we do conferences, but the main thing is that I like to think it's sort of everyday eating. It just seems very opulent because of where we are, but the reality is you can come for a very lazy lunch, or you can come for a lovely dinner with your wife every now and again. It's not special occasion, but a lot of people, just because of where we are, they tend to treat it that way, and they come up for a proposal. I think we had a proposal today as well. First is flavour, without a doubt. I mean, look, some things, depending on what it is, may not present as the most prettiest things in the world. I mean, I personally quite like calves liver. Calves liver. I love calves liver. I love my offal, but they don't really present that well, to be honest. Just because of the nature of the product, it doesn't always present that well. But so I don't mind if something doesn't present as well, but it must taste.
Must taste good.
Yeah. That's flavour over presentation. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, look, I understand people eat with their eyes and stuff, and that's our job to make that look as good as it possibly can. I think these things just go around in circles, so it'll just be tweaked a little bit. But I think we're coming away from that molecular gastronomy sort of stuff where food's overworked. If your food looks like someone's been touching it for far too long, then I don't want to eat it. So I think it's more just getting back to some basics. People are very concerned about. Even on a worldwide scale, you look at people when they talk about genetically modified crops and things like that. The 4 biggest crops in the world that we produce are all genetically modified crops nowadays anyway. So people don't want to be are very mindful about what they're putting into their bodies. So that's why it's getting back to a more basic stuff. A lot of the molecular gastronomy anyway uses a whole bunch of chemicals and emulsifiers and things anyway. So, and by the general public, even though it presents well, again, presentation over taste, it presents well. Some of the younger chefs they want to use that before they understand basic flavours. You need to learn to crawl before you can walk. So some of the apprentices, they want to use chemicals and things and make spherification and do this, that and the other, but they don't have a very solid understanding of the basics of flavour profiles and how those things work in your palate. So it is very much coming back to get back to the basics and get back to solid flavour profiles that people recognise. Not something that's going to startle your mouth or go, I don't understand that. Or my father was a chef. So when he was cooking, I would walk through the kitchens when he was there. So I vividly remember being in kitchens from a very young age. So it seemed a really natural progression. To be honest, I never really wanted to be a chef. I just sort of followed in those footsteps. So again, because it felt so natural, and then I just fell in love with it after that. It's not about being a chef. The people that inspire me are the people that really do what they do as well as they possibly can. So what I mean by that is it doesn't really matter what you do for a living. I've been inspired by people that I'll talk to, and they've got a very simple office job, or they've got a very simple job doing something else, but they really enjoy it, and they do it 110% as well as they can possibly do it. Yeah, I've seen people even just making burgers, but it's the best burger I've ever had in my life because they put all their love and attention into it, and that's the most important thing. It's not about what you do or what the task is, it's about how much effort do you put into it. The people I work with, because no chef works by themselves or very rarely, so it's about surrounding yourself with people that are equally interested in what they do and feeding off that positive energy. And the creativity comes from bouncing ideas off one another and moving forward.